Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Ingrolit. So many of our viewers have requested me to do the video, especially in English medium, regarding intermediate first year Telangana state syllabus. And considering their requests, I am starting a new playlist that's related to intermediate first year Telangana state syllabus in English medium also. In that, now we are in poetry, and the first poem is Happiness, and it was written by Carl Sandburg. First, let us see some details of Carl Sandburg. We could see him here in this picture. He was born on January 6th, 1878. He passed away on July 22, 1967. He was an American poet, biographer, journalist, and editor. We know what is biographer. That means he writes the great personalities' life histories also. And his greatness we could see by these prizes. That means he had won three Pulitzer Prizes. Getting Pulitzer Prize is not an easy task. The greatest works only gets the Pulitzer Prizes. But he had won three Pulitzer Prizes. That was really great achievement for him. And his notable works are Chicago Poems, The People, yes. These are nothing but his notable works. And his major achievement is he wrote a biography of Abraham Lincoln. That was his greatest achievement, we could say. And Lyndon B. Johnson, that is seventh president of USA, he was very well known as LBJ, and he had given a statement about Carl Sandburg like this. Carl Sandburg was more than the voice of America, more than the port of its strength and genius. He was America. See how greatly the 37th president of USA, Lyndon B. Johnson, had said about Carl Sandburg. So this all shows the greatness of Carl Sandburg. Such a great person has written a poem. That's that poem. That is happiness. So we know what's the meaning of happiness. That means literally we know the happiness meaning. That means joy. Simply we could say like that. But if we go beyond that, what is happiness? What is the real meaning of happiness? How can we find the happiness, and where do we find the happiness? These kind of questions are very difficult to explain and very difficult to answer also. Is it right or not? And one day, Carl Sandburg, he is the poet, and he has got a doubt. What is happiness? That means he wanted to know the real meaning of happiness. So at that time, what he has done, and finally whether he was succeeded or not to get the real meaning of happiness, that's only our poem. Once I read this poem, then we go for the explanation. I asked professors who teach the meaning of life to tell me what is happiness. And I went to famous executives who boss the work of thousands of men. They all shook their heads and gave me a smile as though I was trying to fool with them. And then one day Sunday afternoon I wandered out along the Des Plaines River, and I saw a crowd of Hungarians under the tree with their women and children and a keg of beer and an accordion. So this is looking very small poem, but it gives us great ideas, and it gives us great philosophical way of thinking. Okay, let us start the meaning of this. As I said, Carl Sandburg has got a doubt. He wanted to know what's the real meaning of happiness. That's why he has approached first the professors, then he has approached executives. So, who are these professors? Professors are the resource persons of knowledge, because these are in the universities and considered as great knowledgeable persons. That's why first he had gone to the professors. He had approached the professors. And here you see, I asked professors who teach the meaning of life to tell me what's happiness. These professors teach us the meaning of life because they have great knowledge. They are really great experienced. Such kind of people are professors. That's why first Carl Sandburg approached professors and he had asked them politely, what is happiness? That means he asked the professors, what's happiness? And I went to famous executives. Then he had gone to executives. So executives means persons in high position in business. That means CEOs and business magnates and such kind of people are nothing but we can call as executives. And they boss the work of thousands of men. Boss means give orders and control thousands of men. That means these famous executives they have so much of manpower. That means they give orders to a thousands of people. That means the thousands of people are following the orders of these great business magnates. They are called here executives. So what happened then? Whether the professor had given him the answer, whether the executives have given the answer for him? No, neither of them has given any answer to Carl Sandburg's question. They all shook their heads. So, what they have done? They just shook their heads like this. That means they didn't give the reply and gave me a smile as though I was trying to fool them. Just they smiled at him because they thought that he was asking a question that looked like a silly question for them. And they thought that maybe Carl Sandburg was trying to fool them. That means try to trick them and try to deceive them, try to cheat them, and try to make them and make their reputation down. That's why only Carl Sandburg has asked them a question like that they felt. That's why they didn't open their mouths and they didn't give any kind of reply. Just they shook their heads and just they smiled at him. That's all. That means Carl Sandburg did not get any kind of answer from the professors as well as the executives. They didn't give any kind of answer to Carl Sandburg about his question regarding his question, what is real happiness? So, but he was somewhat worried because still that question is in his mind. It is lingering in his mind like that only. And what happened one day? See here. And then one Sunday afternoon. So, one Sunday afternoon, leisurely, I wandered out along the Des Plaines River. Here I refers to the poet Carl Sandburg. So, he was wandering. Wandering means walked leisurely or slowly. So Carl Sandburg was walking slowly and leisurely along the Des Plaines River. So Des Plaines is a river in the Illinois. So this Illinois River, it is in situated. It is situated in USA. At the banks of this Des Plaines River, our Carl Sandburg one Sunday afternoon, he was just wandering. That means he was walking leisurely, and I saw a crowd of Hungarians. So here, at that time, under the tree, he had seen crowds of Hungarians. What does it mean? Crowds of Hungarian means race of Hungarians. That means a group of Hungarians he had seen there. Those are not very rich people. Those are just we can say some kind of aboriginal, relate near to the aboriginal people like that we could say them. That means they are not fully civilized also. Such kind of people they are actually Hungarians, and such kind of that Hungarians were under a tree, under the trees in that nearby this Plains River. And at that time they are with their women and children. What does it mean? So that means they are with their families. So some Hungarians with their families and a keg of beer. So keg means a small barrel of beer. That means a small container. Barrel means nothing but container. I will show the picture. Then you could understand what is this keg means. So this is called actually keg. So you could see this is nothing but a barrel. This is a barrel, that means a container which holds beer. And here you could see the tap also. It was fixed here, and they open it and they take the beer from this barrel. Okay, that means you could understand keg means nothing but a barrel which uses for storing beer. Right, and an accordion. Accordion is a music instrument. So accordion means a musical instrument. So do you want to see how that accordion? Yes, this is nothing but accordion. So it has this kind of a structure, and here keys are there, and while moving this empty space like this, and by pressing the keys, it will produce melodious and harmonious music. So this is the musical instrument accordion. And see here, like this it will be hold, and it will be held like this, and it would be used like the woman how she is using it. Okay, what happened there under the tree nearby the Des Plaines River? Now we have to see. So poet, while he was walking nearby the Des Plaines River, he saw a group of Hungarians there with their families. That means with their women and children, and they are taking beer from the keg, and they are playing melodious music with the instrument accordion, and happily they are enjoying that afternoon. So then Carl Sandburg had understood. So happiness, what is happiness means? The happiness we could find when our beloved people are with us, they are near to us, and though the beloved people are with us, sometimes we may feel sadness. That means we don't have satisfaction. So two things we should remember to get the happiness, that is when our beloved people are with us we feel happiness. At the same time we need one more thing, that is satisfaction. So if you are satisfied with something you will be happy, and if you are unsatisfied with anything you are not happy. This is nothing but our Carl Sandburg had understood, and he understood now the real happiness we could find within ourselves with contentment and satisfaction, and with our family members when we spend some time with them, then that's nothing but the real happiness. So Carl Sandburg finally got the answer by seeing the group of Hungarians under the tree nearby the Des Plaines River. So from this poem we could get some important aspect to follow in our life. We should be content, and at the same time we should not neglect our family members. We try to spend some time with our family members, then we will be happy in our lives. So I hope you could understand this poem very well. Thank you very much.